What's up guys, my name is JDCook5 and welcome back to an episode of the FC25 Tenerife Career Mode. Before we do get into this video, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, don't forget to also hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to also hit that notification button so you never miss a video. I really do appreciate your support on the channel, and we are currently one subscriber away from 1300 on the channel. I never thought I'd even get to that particular landmark, so I'm really appreciative. But if you can do all those things, it'd be much appreciate it if you haven't already done so. Today we start off today's episode looking at some stats within the Liga and the top goal scorers at this moment in time. Gerard Becker has been absolutely killing it, and as you can see, he's played 7 less games than Kylian Mbappe, but he's only 1 goal behind him, which is a pretty astronomical stat in fairness. He's been doing very well for us this season, and he's still leading the line even at the age of 32. It's really nice to see in fairness. We didn't really put too much money into him at the same time, and obviously we've got Aguilar coming through the ranks. Obviously we've still got Sen Hadji there, so I think in the striker sort of position we're currently set at this moment in time, and I feel like we're in the kind of good run for the long run as well at the same time. So really interesting to see the kind of jump up that we've actually made as a team and so on, and really competing at the highest of sort of competitions that we have kind of been playing in at this moment in time. So hopefully we can maintain that sort of responsibility and being able to kind of push on even further forward, because it would be nice to be in a really kind of position at the end of the season where we're looking to win the title. Potentially a good Champions League run. My full focus realistically is on the Liga in fairness, and then potentially looking at next season for a Champions League spot to be able to go forward. Aguilar with 7 goals there in 17th place at that moment in time. Daniel James in 20th, Alvarez in 24th. So there's a lot of players that represent us in the top goal scorers in the Liga. Gerard Becker also 2 behind on the assists with 7 less games played. So I feel like he's making a massive impact. And as you can see when we're going down the pecking order, we've got many players like Luzmi Cruz there and Dumbo. We've got a lot of players representing Chris Rigg at the same time, so nice to see a lot of faces in the leaderboards. Malagon with 5 clean sheet in 18 games. He is currently sitting 5th. He did get Golden Glove last season, so hopefully he can put a decent run together and maintain that once again. Aguilar is currently level on goals in the Champions League with 6 goals and 6 appearances at this moment in time, 4 less appearances than the top goal scorer, but the same goals. He's having an unbelievable season. I didn't actually expect him to be as good as what he's pretty much been in fairness. I really didn't expect it whatsoever. So really interesting to see going forward that he could be a massive part of the Tenerife project, shall we say. Not too many players on the assist role, which is a little bit of a shame. Alvarez in 3 and 5, which is not too bad whatsoever. Bearing in mind there's been more games played by other teams at the same time, so I can't really fault it in that way. And then looking at the clean sheets also, I don't think Malagon's that really near. He's 8, so he's not too bad. But yeah, it's an interesting one, that's for sure. But we have a massive tie now in the Super Copa. Last season we managed to come out on top. We've been able to win this particular trophy. This season we have another crack at it. We've been able to win the Copa de España. Hopefully we're able to be in a good position when we get ourselves through to the final, but we are facing a massive side of Atletico Madrid, so it's not going to be an easy tie by any stretch of the imagination. And we always know that when we play against Atletico Madrid that we're facing a very good side in them, and they've got some amazing players that are really able to cause us a lot of threat going forward, and in terms of defensively as well. So it's going to be a hard tie, I reckon, in fairness. This is the lineup. Malagon in goal. Back 4 of Lewis Hall, Bissek, Spiliers and Mikic. Midfield of Alvarez, Biouadidi and also Marcel Ruiz. Out front, we've got Amad Diallo, Daniel James, and then we've also got Gerardo Becker leading the line as the lone striker. Probably a very strong side that we've played, in fairness. So let's see what we can do against Atletico Madrid, and let's see if we can bring a result. 13 minutes into the tie, Alvarez picks up the ball in the middle as he looks to be able to stride forward, picking the ball up in the area where he looks to be able to see if he can offer support to Becker, and he does exactly that. He turns his man. He's got a great opportunity, just straying wide on that particular occasion. He felt like he could have done slightly better, but still a very good attempt at goal where he was having a lot of pressure from the Atletico defenders. But now 27 minutes into the game, it's been a bit of a slow start. Neither kind of side having mega chances. Atletico Madrid not to yet have a shot at this moment in time, but now they poise some threat here, as you can see, and a great opportunity for Luis Openda as Malagon denies him, and he does force him to a corner. A very good chance for Luis Openda, but he wasn't being stopped on that. He was being stopped in that one, sorry, and Malagon comes to the rescue. Corner whipped in though. It's a great delivery, and we're not stopping that. Victor Gocares opens up the scoring. It's Tenerife 0, Atletico Madrid 1, and with half an hour mark we find ourselves trailing 1-0. It's been a really weird game, to be honest. no real chances created, and all of a sudden that just kind of came out of nowhere, and it was really, really strange in fairness, and I wasn't too sure what to do at this point in time, but just to kind of hope to be able to kind of create some more chances. Apart from that Sherrod Becker effort, we haven't really done anything to be able to poise a threat and really say that we should put our stamp on this particular game, that's for sure. But Alonso now on the ball as he finds Firmino in the middle there, looking for an opportunity to be able to kind of go forward at this moment in time. He's getting hounded, but he finds Luis Openda, Gokares in support, he finds Gokares, he turns his man, he's got options, he finds Niguez Saul, and that is a very, very good goal. Tenerife 0, Atletico 2, and the game is slowly but surely slipping out the way of our grasp. It's a very good finish, and Saul Niguez puts it into a lovely part of the goal. It's a very good effort, I have to say, just laying it off. He thumps it into the corner, no stopping that one on any sort of good day from the keeper, and it is 2-0 going into the break. I guess you could say it's slightly unfortunate, but at the same time we haven't actually created anything to really poise a threat and say for the arguments why we should be in front ourselves or level at this point in time. But Lewis Hall tries to stem an attack there, and he does get taken out at that moment in time. Looked to be a throw-in initially, but it looks to be the referee has issued a free kick with no card being given. Daniel James a potential chance to whip the ball into the area. He does exactly that. He whips the ball in. It's a great delivery. Bissek looked to be able to get onto it, but not to be as Oblak faced clear. Tries to see if Atletico could get back on the break, but we do intervene on the ball there as Bissek finds Mikic on the right hand side. Mikic running forward, not many in support, but he finds Carlos Alvarez. Only one in the box. Sherrod Becker is there. Alvarez trying to run into that area, but he does get intercepted at that moment in time, and it will be a corner kick. Chance for James to whip the ball into the area there, as you can see, as he whips the ball in. It's Ruiz that's there, and it's a decent header, but denied from the keeper, and that's probably our best chance of the game, you should probably say, at that moment in time, with another chance from the corner. James whips it in there. Great chance once again, but no one seems to be able to latch onto the loose ball there, as Tonali looks to be able to drive it out of danger. Spilias now with a decent tackle as he looks to find a attacker there, but not to be on that occasion, as Openda gets on the ball, and he uses his pace to get past everybody there, as you can see. Looking to find support, he finds Victor Gokares there, as he looks to be able to go back to Openda. Openda onto his teammate, as a lovely move finding Gokares. Gokares with the effort, and that is a super save to deny Gokares to make it 3-0. Aguilar coming on as a substitute though to replace Sherrod Becker, as the corner is taken quickly as a short corner. Tonali looking to find a teammate there as Marcel Ruiz initially intervenes, but nothing to do much there, as you can see, as he's still on the ball for Atletico. Luis Openda now with a chance. He tries to get the block here, and he does. Now Mikic tries to clear. He can't. Malagon makes the save. It's very hectic at that moment in time. Bissek now finding Mikic on the right hand side with an opportunity to find Carlos Alvarez, but unfortunately the misplaced pass finds Ondo latching onto it, finding Openda. Openda now onto Gokares, and they just can't seem to do anything. The ball is fumbling left, right and centre. Seems to trying to get some control now as Marcel Ruiz strides forward, finding Carlos Alvarez. Could this be the break that we need? We've reached the 60th minute mark. Carlos Alvarez finds himself in a great position. Aguilar's in support. What a ball to Aguilar, and what a goal. It's Tenerife 1, Tenerife 2. Tenerife 1, Tenerife 2? I would like to think so, not. Tenerife 1, Atletico Madrid 2. That was a tough bit of move, to be honest, and I was really shocked that Aguilar was able to even get to that point in time, but he's done very well, sticking her leg out and being able to poke it past Jan Oblak. No one's been able to do it in this game, and he comes on as a substitute and once again proves his worth, and a lovely goal into the bottom corner. Really, really good stuff from Aguilar. And now we've got about 15 minutes left or so in the game to be able to get ourselves back into it, as Carlos Alvarez now poising a lot of threat in front of the Atletico defence, finding Buadidi. Buadidi now looking to skip past his man. He does exactly that there, looking for a supportive Aguilar. He finds Aguilar. Aguilar with a chance here, and that is a super save from Jan Oblak, making himself nice and big in the moment. And it is a corner kick. The corner is whipped in there. Bissek can't latch onto it, but it's Aguilar. Oh, what a save! Oh no, I just thought he might get the rebound, but not to be on that occasion. Not long left in this game whatsoever. It's been a very difficult tie for us to really kind of create any opportunities to be able to say that we are worthy of a draw to be able to take us to extra time, or even a win in fairness. Atletico Madrid have definitely poised a lot of threat, but we've got a chance here with Aguilar being played in with an opportunity to find Amitialo. He finds him there in a decent bit of space, but I'm not too sure if he can do much, and unfortunately he can't in that moment there, as you can see. Another clearance made from the Atletico defenders as he looks to be able to stride forward. Tonali finding Openda. This might be the final cherry on the cake. Luis Openda tries to find Gokares. He finds Gokares. The ball is fumbling. We look to get it clear. Mikic there picking it up as he clears his lines, but only as far as the midfield there, as Tonali picks it up in a decent bit of space. Tonali over back to Gokares. Gokares with a chance. This could be the nip and tuck there, the moment where we realistically have this game finished and done, but they can't seem to finish it on that moment in time, and it still remains 2-1 to Atletico. 3 minutes left in this tie. We did make a substitution with Chris Brigg coming onto the pitch with Buadidi, but I'm not too sure if that's going to change any more proceedings with such little time left. James now playing into Aguilar, and it might be the last chance. Aguilar is he's done on goal. Aguilar's got a great chance. Aguilar, oh, what a save from Jan Oblak. How he saved that, I'm not too sure. Jan Aguilar has been really good in this tie, in fairness, and he's caused a lot of threat, more than what Sherrod Becker had done so, and unfortunately it's just not enough in this moment in time. And it looks to be that we're going to be going out of the Super Copper, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate, but at the same time, you win some, you lose some. You can't win them all the time. And unfortunately, the game finishes Tenerife 1, Atletico Madrid 2. It was probably deserved, in fairness. They could have plenty of chances to finish the game off and realistically get the job done. Unfortunately, that just wasn't the case. But they still held in there, still got the result. I thought maybe to the end where Aguilar was able to get a goal, we gave ourselves enough time to be able to get back into the time. We definitely had enough chances to do so, but at the same time, that's football. Sometimes you have plenty of chances, and if you can't finish them, and it's not really matters. And it's just one of those, and we have to kind of go on further forward. And hopefully in our next game, we can kind of rejuvenate and go again. But we have a tie in the Copa de España this time, as we face Real Oviedo, a team that's been newly promoted to the Liga, and a team that we've previously faced in the Liga too. Oviedo, I think we played them early in the season, I'm pretty sure, also, where we got a decent win against them. Obviously Adrian Guerrero and Hassan playing for Real Oviedo, and there he is there on the Tifo. A lot of changes made in this Copa de España fixture just to be able to rotate, in fairness. As you can see, we've got Carrasco in goal, Ogroni, Kouassi, Valentini, Rodriguez, Rig, Iqbal, Pereira, Adrian Liso, Aguilar and Adumo on the left hand side. Just changing it up, just need a fresh in terms of being able to kind of have it where we've got our strongest team for the next game, as well as allowing a lot of players that don't normally play, like Ogroni and Carrasco, to be able to kind of get some minutes at this competition. So let's see what we can do, hopefully with a few new faces on the side that we normally don't see. Hopefully that will kind of put them into a kind of position where they want to perform, to be able to maybe kind of put forth into our head for other fixtures coming up. But Real Oviedo look to start this game strong here. As you can see, it's Valentini with the initial block, but they get back in possession there with an opportunity as Guerrero picks it up. He finds Estrada, and that's a super save from Carrasco, putting it out for a corner kick. Corner kick whipped in there, and it's a poor delivery, but they seem to still latch onto it there, with Iqbal not really clearing his lines there, as you can see. Another chance to do so as he finds Rodriguez on the left-hand side. He has been switched to the left, Rodriguez, and Ogroni on the right, but he does find Ndumbo in a lovely bit of space here. Ndumbo's got the pace to beat his man. Ndumbo is in here, and he slots it past the keeper. Cool, calm and collected to make it Oviedo 0, Tenerife 1, and we are leading this Copa de España tie. A lovely finish from Ndumbo at that moment in time there, as he just slots it past the keeper. Nothing he could be doing in that situation there, and I'm really happy with that effort as a counter-attacking move at the same time. David Rodriguez playing in his man, and Ndumbo doing what he does best, using his pace to get past his man, and I feel like he's been a very good buy for us this season, in fairness. Only costing us 3 million from Sevilla. I feel like he's been an absolute steal, and I feel like he's been an absolute integral part to this team so far, and I feel like he can only get better from this point onwards. 16 minutes into the tie now. Now we're 1-0 up. We want to build on that, but that's whether with the case we can do so, because Oviedo are now poising an attack here. Estrada trying to get forward, but a lovely interception there. But Iqbal just can't seem to get the passing right today there, as you can see. But Dylan Pereira with a lovely foot in there as he finds Ogroni on the right-hand side, using his pace to be able to get past his man. He finds himself in a great position here, finding Adrian Liso. Liso now with many in support. He finds Pereira. Pereira now offering us a lot of options here, as you can see, but he just can't seem to get the pass off in that moment in time, as Chris Rigg tries to get the loose ball here, trying to do something at this moment in time. But Oviedo once again looking strong in the attack, and they're definitely moving forward in numbers. Saeed does really well to get past his man. He's causing some threat here, and that is a super save from Carrasco. What a move that is from Saeed. I remember him scoring against us in the first tie, and he's really good for Oviedo. He's probably their best player, in fairness. Corner kick taken short here with an opportunity to get the ball into the area potentially there, but Chris Rigg with the initial interception there with an opportunity to be able to get forward now. Chris Rigg now not many in support, but he's going to do it all by himself, it seems to be. Chris Rigg here running in on goal. Chris Rigg one-on-one, and Chris Rigg with the goal. He is absolutely developing into a monster of a centre mid. It's Oviedo 0, Tenerife 2. Chris Rigg with another goal this season, and he's really getting amongst the goals now, and it's really nice to see, in fairness. And when we brought him in initially, I wasn't too sure about the signing, but he's still young and he's still developing. That's what we like to see, and I feel like he's an integral part once again of that centre mid role. Now we've got Marcel Ruiz, we've got Buadili, we've got Iqbal, we've got Rigg. I feel like we've got some real solid centre mids in that particular kind of position, and long may it continue, that's for sure. We're 28 now minutes on the clock. We feel very settled knowing that we're 2-0 up, but we've still got a game to finish. And now Oviedo on the attack, as you can see, it's Al Hassani here with an option to find Guerrero, and he does exactly that. Guerrero now playing his teammate in, is Saeed here. That's a lovely finish, I have to say. He gets it past Carrasco with ease, and it's Oviedo 1, Tenerife 2. He does really well to be able to take that finish, in fairness, and that's a very hard angle to be able to put it into at the same time. So he's done very, very well at that moment in time. Just getting it past his man, putting it into the bottom corner, doing really well to be in that position, and it is a lovely goal to make it 2-1 at that moment in time. So they've got a 1-goal back. At least there's not too much of a disadvantage towards themselves. Can they get themselves back into the tie and draw level? I wouldn't rule them out by any stretch of the imagination whatsoever, because anything can happen in these sort of games. Oviedo still look good on the attack, in fairness to themselves, so if they can get an attack going, then there's no reason why they won't be able to kind of get another goal in this tie. Playing it about nicely, the former Tenerife man Hassan, finding his teammate on the right hand side, goes back to Hassan there with an opportunity to go back. As you can see, I'm surprised how much he's developed, to be honest, Hassan, and it's nice to see, because obviously we didn't really get much game time under us, and he's causing some threat here, as you can see, as he finds Saeed once again. Saeed is in here, and that is a save from Carrasco there, as you can see, going out in the end for a goal kick. A lot of threat coming from the Oviedo attack, in fairness, and after they got that first goal, the threat is really kind of building on now, and they look really good for a second here as Hassan finds Saeed with a decent bit of space. A lovely tackle from Valentini there as we look to be able to move the ball forward with Chris Rigg into possession, finding Dylan Pereira. Pereira moving over to the right hand side of Adrian Liso then with an opportunity to get the ball into the area potentially, but he fancies it on himself. It finds Dylan Pereira, lovely chance for Pereira, can't seem to get that final ball off, and it looks to be a throw-in just on that corner there, as you can see, as he plays it straight to Adrian Liso. Now over to Chris Rigg, ball whipped into the area. Aguilar can't seem to really get onto the header, unfortunately, but it's Iqbal now, and that is a super save, I have to say. Great reactions and an even better attempt from Zidane Iqbal. Corner kick to be taken. Adrian Liso with the ball in there, as you can see. Decent area to whip the ball into, but no one can latch onto the header, as it looks to be that Agroni gets back in possession, but not to be in the end, and that is the end of the half time. Substitutions to be made as we look to be able to freshen up the middle. Iqbal hasn't been impressed, in fairness, so I am going to bring on Diarra. I feel like he'll give that a little bit more motivation going forward, and as well as Dylan Pereira just haven't really rated his performance, so we can put Marlos Moreno on the left hand side and then move over to the cam position for Ndumbo. 56 minutes now on the clock, and as you can see, Valentini with a decent tackle there from Hassan as he looks to be able to get the throw in straight away. He finds his teammate in a decent bit of space, and they're still poising a lot of threat here, Oviedo. They still know that we're only with 1 goal reach, and that gives them a motivation to be able to stride forward. Morale on the ball now with an opportunity to shoot potentially. He gets past his man, he does exactly that, he shoots, it falls out to Saeed, and what is Carrasco doing in that moment in time? He fumbles that effort to put it over to Saeed, and it's an empty net it originally goes into there. As you can see, the initial kind of effort was good, but he should be doing better from that particular position there. He could have easily put it over his bar. I'm not too sure what he's doing with his hands in that moment in time. He just couldn't seem to sort them out whatsoever, but it's Oviedo that get back into the tie, and it is 2-2 now, and there's still plenty of time for them to potentially get a third. That's the worrying concept of it, but off the kick-off straight away, and Dumbo looks to find Adrian Liso on the right-hand side, so we look to be able to create an attack straight away. Liso turns his man, opportunity to find Rigg. Rigg now with an opportunity to see what he can do something as he finds Diarra with the hit. And it is blocked at that moment in time. Rodriguez with the follow-up with the header, though, does really well, in fairness to him, as he finds Marlos Moreno on the left-hand side. Moreno cutting in. He's got a good opportunity here as he finds Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg with a shot, potentially. He takes it past his man, and that is a super save from the keeper, denying him of his second goal of the game. Liso with the quick corner. It's whipped in there. Diarra with the header, but no real challenge from the keeper whatsoever as he looks to throw it out to a teammate, potentially, and just hold up the play for an initial moment to be able to slow it down. But they do lose possession straight away here, as you can see. Opportunity for us to do something in this moment in time here as Rodriguez makes a good tackle, trying to find a teammate, but he can't seem to do so as Hassan dispossesses him. Valentini now looking to come over and get the ball off him there, as you can see, and he does exactly that. But it is a throw-in. Oviedo still remain in possession. 20 or so minutes left to play. It's either team to win this game, in fairness. It's going to be a very tough one, and anything happens at the moment in time, as you can see, trying to get the ball off of the Oviedo attack. Hassan with a lovely opportunity, lovely interception from Rodriguez, though, as you can see, tries to get the ball out of danger, and he does exactly that, finding his teammate Diarra. Diarra over to Kouassi, lovely play so far. Chris Rigg now driving forward, trying to find Diarra once again, but the pass isn't living up to any expectation, and they do miss out on possession. Another chance for here, as you can see, Azam finds Saeed. Carrasco runs out, he kind of takes him out at the same time, but I'm lucky that was no referee kind of saying that's a penalty, because it looked to be at that time, but not to be on that occasion. And we now stem an attack, and Dimbo finding Marlos Moreno. Moreno now looking to cut inside, potentially finding Aguilar. Aguilar in support of nobody, but he finds his teammate Liso, and that is a super save. Another chance wasted at that moment in time. We've had so many chances to get ourselves back into the tie and realistically put the game to bed, but not to be. still are level 2-2 at this moment in time. 14 minutes left to play in the tie, and it's really difficult to say what will come out of this moment and what will happen, because we're still looking for that goal to be able to put this game to bed. Saeed finding his teammate on the right hand side. Now Hassan on the ball. He's been great for Oviedo, in fairness. Ball whipped into the area. Agroni with the header as it falls over to Chris Rigg. Rigg now to Liso. Attack again, once again, as he cuts in on the left, looking to find Ndumbo, and he does exactly that. Marlos Moreno in support. Ndumbo making the overlapping run. He finds Ndumbo. Great pass from Moreno. Now Ndumbo in no ready support though, but he looks to get the ball into the area potentially, but he fancies Moreno on the edge. Now, as you can see, he finds Aguilar. What a ball that is to Aguilar, and what a finish that is from Aguilar. Oh my God. Oviedo 2, Tenerife 3, and 9 minutes left to play. Aguilar gets himself on the score sheet after a lovely pass from Moreno, feeding him in perfectly, and it looks to be that we should be going through to the next round of the Copa de España. I wouldn't say it's finished just yet, but that definitely kind of puts ourselves in a good position, that's for sure. Marlos Moreno there just finding out Aguilar. He takes his touch, he turns his man, and he gets his goal. He's been a bit quiet in this game, but it's nice to see him get on the score sheet, that's for sure, and he's done a very good job in doing what he's done in that moment in time, and we are now in front for another time in this fixture. Substitution to be made there, as you can see, as we look to freshen up the defence, as Jamie Vasquez comes on for Valentini, as well as Rob Cameron coming on for Chris Rigg, as we look to be able to freshen up the midfield options and give ourselves a little bit more of a point of attack, with Luzmi Cruz coming on for Adrian Liso. 8 minutes left. Anything can happen at this moment in time. They can still get a goal back and push us to extra time. And they've got a chance here as the ball is whipped into the area. Carrasco looks to be able to catch it nice and neatly there as he finds Rodriguez on the left-hand side. 5 minutes left to play in this tie. Diarra now striding forward. Could potentially find his teammate on the left. So unfortunately, the pass doesn't again live up to any expectation. The passing has been really poor in this game, in fairness. But now Oviedo back on the attack here as Saeed finds his teammate. Lovely opportunity. It's Hassan there. It's a lovely header from Rodriguez. I thought Carrasco might be able to kind of initially kind of catch it or be able to kind of run up to the ball, as he would have been able to do so, and it wouldn't have been a back pass. But corner kick to be taken from Colombiato as another chance from Oviedo. Ball whipped into the air. It's a great corner, in fairness. No one seemed to latch onto it. Carrasco gets the initial catch there, and then now gone the attack. A final attack potentially, as Ndumbo finds Aguilar. What a ball that is to Aguilar. Aguilar is in space. He's one-on-one with the keeper, and he slots it past to book the next place in the next round of the Copa de España. What a ball that was from Ndumbo. Over the top there. Aguilar was in space. He was onside, nowhere to be seen, and he gets his goal and finally puts this game to bed. I feel like it's been a little bit drawn out, this fixture, in fairness, because we've made it harder than what was needed, but unfortunately that's how some games work, and unfortunately some games aren't as straightforward as what we realistically want them to be. But an easy finish there past the keeper, and it looks to be that we're going through to the next round of the Copa de España. Really happy that that's the case, because I thought at one moment we might get knocked out, but full-time whistle has been blown. Oviedo 2, Tenerife 4. The scoreline suggested that it didn't look so close, but let me tell you, it definitely was a really closely contested effort against the two sides that are really battling it out to get through to the next round of the Copa de España. But luckily for ourselves, we was able to kind of go through in the end and being able to kind of maintain a decent level of performance near to the end of that second half. Aguilar with 2 goals right at the end, and he did really well, in fairness to himself. So I'm glad that we put the game to bed, and I'm glad that was it. Kouassi mentioned that he was happy that he was getting back into the first team, which was really nice to see. Obviously, it's very hard to keep these players happy, and sometimes they mention they're not. So he is happy at this moment in time, but he could easily put a message back next week to say he's not. Adrian Liso is also happy that he's been listened to and he was being put in the team sheet, and he's been very good for us this season, in fairness. I feel like he's really stepped up. He causes me a lot of problems in terms of being able to who I choose between himself and Amadiala, that's for sure. But next game was a simulation against Legan's, a 2-0 victory. That meant that we got another 3 points in the Liga, 4 shots and 2 goals. Amidialo and Sherrada Becker getting on the score sheet, as well as a clean sheet for Carrasco, because I forgot to put Malagon back in goal, which was really annoying. And then we had our next Copa de España fixture where Malagon was in goal, but a 3-1 victory of Bioadidi, Liso and Luzmi Cruz getting on the score sheet to book another place in the next round of the Copa de España, as we got a 3-1 victory over RCD Espanyol, which is really nice to see. But this is a massive tie for ourselves now. This is going to be a really, really good one, I feel. I hope anyway. I feel like we're on a decent run at this moment in time. It's been very hit and miss, but now in the Liga we face Real Sociedad, a team that we've sort of struggled with at times, and teams that we've, I don't know, it's been like a kind of bogey team for us, shall we say. We've had moments where we've looked really good against Sociedad, but we've had other moments at the start, like where we haven't really been able to compete whatsoever. It's been really strange, and at the end of the season it showed that. But Malagon in goal, back four of Hall, Spiliers, Bissek and Rodriguez, midfield of Rick, Alvarez and Ruiz. Left-hand side we've got Daniel James, right-hand side we've got Amidialo, and up front as a lone striker we have Geraldo Becker. Here we go then, 5 minutes into the time, Real Sociedad in position here as Oscarson looks to be able to do something in this moment in time as now Lewis Hall jumping up to the header, and we face our former man in Ismail Assar once again against our... it's going to be a weird one because I thought it would work out for him, but it just hasn't seemed to do so, and it's really unfortunate. But at the same time, I think he's really struggling at Sociedad, and I think it's just the downfall is his sort of career at this moment in time. But a lovely tackle from Bisek there as he finds Daniel James, as he looks to be able to play it over to Geraldo Becker. Becker in support of Daniel James once again here, and he might find Geraldo Becker once again as Becker cuts inside. He finds Geraldo Becker. It's a decent effort, just straying past the post, with a very good chance early on as he faces his former side today. If you're not too sure, we did actually sign Geraldo Becker from Real Sociedad, which is obviously a different transfer in this particular save because he doesn't play for them in real life. But yeah, it's a big one for ourselves because it was a gamble at the time, but it's really paid off. And I feel like Sociedad have lost out on a massive striker. But this Oscarson is posing some threat now up front for Sociedad as Coco is found. He finds Oscarson in decent space. Oscarson's got a chance here at this moment in time. Ismail Assar on the ball. He looks to be able to potentially go round the keeper, but I think he then initially just strayed offside, and that is the end of that particular attack. 15 minutes into the game, Lewis Hall finds Geraldo Becker, and as you can see, Daniel James looking to be able to make support, and what a ball that is to Daniel James. Daniel James one-on-one with the keeper, and he just can't seem to get that final shot off that he really wanted as the keeper makes a decent save, and now Sociedad get themselves back into possession here, as you can see. Now onto the right hand side, they play it over as Ismail Assar now picks up the ball. He tries to get past Lewis Hall, but a lovely challenge sees Daniel James now in support and many others in support. Daniel James in support of Geraldo Becker. He could shoot himself, and this time he has got his goal. It's Tenerife 1, Real Sociedad 0. He's had one attempt before. This time he takes his chance. This time he gets his goal, and he does put his side in front. Very well deserved from Daniel James. A lot of persistence to be able to do so. Lovely finish there on his left foot. I'm pretty sure he hit it on. Yes, he did. Going past the keeper into the bottom corner, and we are now in front. Now we're in a good position, being 1-0 up early on in the 21st minute. Hopefully we can kind of build on that even further forward, in fairness. But Real Sociedad go straight on the attack there, as you can see. They mean business in this game as they look to be able to get themselves back into the tie there on the right hand side, cutting on the left, looking for an opportunity. Ismail Assar on the ball, the former Tenerife man, going back to his teammate there, as you can see. Lewis Hall getting stuck in on that left hand side, finding Daniel James. He's got a clear run on that left hand side. Geraldo Becker looking to make a run also there as Daniel James uses his pace to get past the man. He finds Geraldo Becker, and it's just denied at that moment in time. A really, really good opportunity once again with the keeper making a super save, and Geraldo Becker knows that's a massive chance missed at that moment as Daniel James steps over the corner whipped into the area there. Bisek is there, nods it on, but not to be a much of Hoffman's trouble as he collects the ball nice and comfortably there as Oridoza finds it on the right hand side, playing it over to Koku. Instant repair, kind of repeat maybe potentially of a counter attack, but Ismail Assar just can't keep the ball in play at that moment in time as Rodriguez now with the throw in, looking for an opportunity to be able to kind of get that ball out onto the pitch and see what we can do. As Lewis Hall now in possession, finding Rig now throwing over to the ball. He finds Alvarez now in support of James and Becker now over to the left hand side. Alvarez in support, as you can see, also as Daniel James uses pace. He cuts in on the right, finds Becker, he nods it on, Amid Diallo, and what a goal. Amid Diallo, 2-0 to Tenerife, and what a finish as he steers us in front for 2 goals advantage. Unbelievable finish. I'd hoped to play the replay, but unfortunately EA just can't seem capable of doing so. But what an effort, what a finish. No denying that that was a superb effort. He takes his time and he absolutely thumps it on his left foot. No touch needed, and he absolutely belts it into the back of the net for potentially one of the goals of the season. Really happy with the way that we've been able to start in this first half, in fairness, and being able to kind of take it further forward, that's for sure, because we look very, very comfortable. Daniel James getting absolutely wiped out at that moment in time also, and there's some frustration bounding in for the Sociedad players as Jakub Mulder into the books there as we go into the second half now. Lewis Hall finding his teammate Chris Rigg, same again needed as we look to be able to get 3 points in this tie and a potential clean sheet as Marcelo Ruiz now over to the right hand side, finds Amid Diallo getting past this man. He looked to a struggle, but he's got past him. Geraldo Becker is there also. He cuts in, leaving the defender for dead. It's Geraldo Becker, shot blocked. Now back to Amid Diallo, but it looks to be the offside flag has been raised. Hoffman with a short goal kick there, as you can see, as he finds Kalulu. Kalulu over to Hanko. They've got a good defence, Sociedad, but they're just not really seeming to kind of do much at this moment in time, and that's potentially why they are kind of near to the bottom of the table compared to the top, that's for sure. But they've still got some good players, and they still could cause a threat in this moment there, as Ismail Assar is dispossessed from Lewis Hall. He does win back possession, though, as you can see, in a dangerous position, but Bissek now strong with the challenge. Once again, though, he wins back possession. It's a great chance, and Malagon comes to the rescue with a super save as he collects the ball there. Over onto the left-hand side, Lewis Hall picks up the ball, over to Bissek now, Chris Rigg over to the left, finding Daniel James. He cuts in on the right, really good support of Carlos Alvarez. Gerardo Becker making the run. He makes the run in decent in front of space. He's got in no one support, but he's finding himself in a great position. But once again, the keeper stops Gerardo Becker. He's had plenty of chances to be able to get his goal in this time, that's for sure. But Real Sociedad now looking to go on the attack as Moda in the middle, finding his teammate Oscarson. Oscarson over to the right of Koku. Ismail Assar in support, and he has him free in space there. As you can see, as Lewis Hall can't get to him. It's Ismail Assar over to Oscarson, and it is a goal. Tenerife 2, Sociedad 1, and they are back into proceedings. Only the one goal disadvantage in this tie for themselves now, as they look to be able to creep their way back into this tie. It's a very good bit of play initially there, and it's a very good move to be able to kind of single out the play. Ismail Assar does really well, in fairness to himself, to be able to scoop it over to his teammates and find him in great possession, and they are now only one goal behind, and they're looking to go on the attack once again as Jakob Moda finds his teammate Nemecha. Nemecha now with an opportunity potentially there as Bissek looks to tackle him. Advantage being played. It's Oscarson now over to Moda. Moda skipped past his man, and how he missed that, I am not too sure, in fairness. But substitutions to be made as Senhaji comes onto the pitch for Becker, and Chris Rigg leaving the field for Zidane Iqbal, as we've now got 25 minutes left to play. Zidane Iqbal and Senhaji making them impact potentially, as Senhaji might potentially do so as the ball is whipped into the area, but he can't seem to latch onto it on that particular occasion, as now Koku finding Toure on the right hand side. Back to Koku it goes there. Oscarson on the ball, finding his teammate Felix Nemecha. Nemecha now striding forward over to the left hand side. Sociedad look dangerous now in this moment in time if they get a goal back, similar to the Oviedo game, and now it's a decent chance. It's Oscarson with the initial attempt, Spiliers with the block, and now we go on the attack as Amadialo finds Alvarez. Amadialo looking to stride forward as he gets pound. Now Senhaji in support, as you can see. Senhaji potentially finding Amadialo. Amadialo one-on-one with the keeper, and he's got his second goal of the game. 20 minutes left to play, and it looks to be that we should be claiming all 3 points, as he does a little bit of an acrobatic celebration. He's on fire, this boy, and I'm really glad we signed him, in fairness. I feel like he's been a real kind of big part of this side, and I feel like he's been a big reason to why we've been able to push forward on that right, because we've struggled over the time with different wingers, with Herrera, obviously Ismail Assar also. Yeah, it's not been easy to be able to find a player on that right-hand side, but it seems to be that we have done this occasion. Ismail Assar leaves the field, but Toure now, as you can see, looking to poison threat, but Spiliers with a decent challenge in the end, putting it out for a corner kick, but it looks to be they're going to take the corner nice and short here, as you can see, as Koku finds his teammate. Now, as you can see, Daniel James with a lovely challenge, maybe a teammate to be able to support him there, but he doesn't need it. Daniel James using his skill, and he uses his pace to be able to get himself in a great position. Nobody's stopping him whatsoever. No one can catch up with him. The person that's chasing him has run out of stamina. Daniel James, he squares it to Senhaji, and he puts it pretty much into an empty net, and 15 minutes left to play. Tenerife 4, Sociedad 1, and it looks to be that we're definitely claiming all 3 points in this tie, as he gets on the score sheet coming off the bench, and it's been a very good game also for Daniel James there, getting an assist and a goal. Been really good stuff overall from our attacking perspective, that's for sure. Daniel James, no one was catching him in that scenario, and the player that was just seemed to run out of puff at that moment in time, and he gets his goal nevertheless there. Substitutions have been made there as Dylan Pereira comes onto the field for Carlos Alvarez, who looked to be able to switch out Marcel Ruiz for Rob Cameron also, with the last substitution being Jamie Vasquez for Jan Bissek. Now, as you can see, we've got 14 minutes left to play in this tie. We've got a 3-goal advantage. It looked very kind of nip and tuck at this moment in time. It looked very tight to be able to call, but it looks to be now that we should be able to get over the line and get all 3 points, but they're still going to give it some here. Oscarson with an opportunity, as you can see, opportunity to get the ball into the air, and then Metchen latches onto it. Matnagon with the save. It falls back out to a teammate, and he does get a goal. It's now 4-2. The goals are flying in right near to the end of the game. I'd like to say that it's too little too late in this moment in time to still need another 2 goals. Malagon initially unlucky in that fairness, because he did make a good save from the header, just unfortunately just couldn't follow it up, and it is a simple effort for the Real Sociedad man to put it into play. But Amadialo gets back in possession here, as you can see, as Cameron finds Dylan Pereira. Pereira looks it onto Senhaji, and it's a great opportunity for Senhaji, and he takes it with absolute flying colours. Tenerife 5, Sociedad 2, and he's made a massive impact after coming off the bench, in fairness. 2 goals for Senhaji, and he's on for a hat-trick. Hopefully we can get one, you never know. it's been really good for himself to be able to go off the bench and get a few goals, because it's stiff competition between himself and Aguilar, in fairness, and it's very hard to choose at this moment in time who I should field, especially when they put performances like that, and they definitely kind of have this moment where they're scoring goals left, right and centre. But now 2 minutes left to play in this side. Lewis Hall finds his teammate Zidane Iqbal over to Daniel James. Lovely first time touch, as you can see. Dylan Pereira back over to Daniel James here, as he's got many in support, Senhaji being one of them. He finds Senhaji in a decent bit of space, Senhaji with the effort, getting past his man. He scoops it past the keeper, and he does pick up the match ball off the bench. He does get a hat-trick, and it's Tenerife 5, Sociedad 2. I don't know, is it Tenerife 5, Sociedad? I've lost out on scoring, to be honest. It's been an unbelievable game for ourselves, and there's been goals following out left, right and centre, and I'm pretty sure that's 6-2, but I'm going to have to confirm that at the end of the game. It's been a crazy one. There's been goals flying in left, right and centre, as I mentioned, and haven't seemed to be able to keep up, and it is Tenerife 2, Tenerife 6, Sociedad 2. I'll get my words out in a minute. 3 attempts, 3 goals to Senhaji, and it's been a great performance from himself, and it causes me even bigger problems to who I select at the next game in terms of who sits on the bench and who doesn't. It's a very tough call, I have to say, because we've got a lot of informed strikers at this moment in time. But this is the La Liga table. Looking down the bottom before we look at the top, looks to be the Las Palmas are definitely going into the second division. It's a very much a big shame because we won't have a derby next season, but with 7 points out of 19 games, I just don't see them be able to kind of climb up the table any further. It's been a very strange season, to be honest, but we're still kind of keeping in the running. We started really poorly, I thought, with losing kind of 3 games in quite quick concession. And we seem to be able to kind of get ourselves back into form and really kind of get up the table. We played 20, won 16, drawn 1 and lost 3, currently sitting on 49 points, 3 points off of Real Madrid, and a decent gap between ourselves and Villarreal. So I feel like we're still in a good position. I still feel like we're in the running. We've got many big teams around us, Atletico, Barcelona, Villarreal, Sevilla, but at the same time, I still feel like we're in a really good position to be able to poise a threat, and as long as we win our games and a potential slip up from Real Madrid, then we're really in for the running. So we shall see. Just got to do our job, and hopefully everyone around us kind of falls off and sees what we can do at this moment in time. But that is it for this particular video. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe for more content, and also don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.